Alright, so today I want to talk about editing and some stuff I do while editing that helps me out a bit. So, I want this to be full screen. I use DaVinci Resolve to edit. And so, the way you get that, this is a free editing software that I use. And so just Google DaVinci Resolve. Blackmagic Design makes this. I rock Resolve 14, and as I've mentioned in a previous video, I would suggest using Resolve 12 if you can get your hands on it. So if we go to download here, you can get Resolve 12.6. I would get this one. I have a Windows machine. You fill this information out. And just kind of some general stuff about you. What do you think? And then register and download, and it'll start the download link. Really easy. There are some minimum requirements to check out. I have an i5 processor here on this PC, and I do wish it was slightly more powerful. And so that's kind of the thing to keep in mind. Make sure your PC is beefy enough. I have 8 gigabytes of RAM and an i5, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and an i7 would be better. What I have works though. And so now I'm waiting for Resolve to launch. I'm going to start an untitled project. And so I'm going to try to talk about how I edit as I edit. So when Resolve 14 opens up for me, I'm going to get this page, and first thing I'm going to want to do is go to Media. And once I go to Media, I'm going to go and find the clips that I want to work with. So under HP is all the stuff I usually use. I'm going to go and get my intro and outro bumpers that I've made. I've made a little bit of a video on how to make them. I will make a new one because I realized that one was bad, and I wanted to get something out, and it's good practice, and I'm getting better. But you guys sometimes gotta hold on and wait as I step up what I'm doing. I'm gonna take the last DaVinci Resolve clip, that I recorded in this, and this is gonna be just the latest Ask Gary V, Chapter 6, Hustle. So I'm going to come in here into the editing suite. Now, when I edit, there are two kind of ways to edit. First thing you want to do is want to get it onto what is called the timeline. So the timeline is what you see down here, and you have this blue thing is the clip of video, and and the green thing is the audio. And it lasts for a certain amount of time on your timeline. Here, it has this 1 here, like day 1, and then 0. This number is frames, and then like seconds and minutes. And so we can see it playing right here. Now if I double click this, it'll bring it into this second window. So you could drag this into the timeline, and then I'm going to zoom out. This button will zoom me out on the timeline so I see more time at once. And then I'm going to move it over there. Hit the plus sign again to move over towards it. I'm really zoomed in. I'll zoom out again. But I want to wait till I start talking. So as always, I'm going to read the recording. And I kind of wait for that screen to go away, and I could hit B here, which is going to go to slice, then cut, hit A as a selector, click and drag over, hit backspace, or you could also hit delete over this as well. Delete is going to ripple delete, so what that means is it's going to delete it and also move my clip back. And then I'm using Control C to undo, so when I hit delete, it's doing this. I have it selected, it's doing this action, and it's taking this clip right here and sliding it over here. So that's what delete's doing for me. And then I can come down here to the other side, because I don't like to show me opening up OBS when I finish the video. And do that. So I wait and I scrub, and there OBS pops out. So I'm going to hit B here, and click A, and backspace to get rid of it. And I would just click the outro bumper and then drag it down here, or also could drag it over here and append to end, or all these other things. Appended end is what I usually use. And so that's one way to edit. Another way to edit would be to, if I get rid of these, selecting them with A and backspacing, is I could come over here to the previewer. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to hit play. Recording. Once it gets there, I can exit out, and I'm going to hit this button here. This will mark an end point. And if I move this little white thing here, we see the dot over here. That is what time the clip will start. So we've gone a little bit into the clip, and then after that, it's going to start. And so once I drag this into the timeline, it's going to start where I set that endpoint. But after that, I'm going to set my out point as well. So I'm going to come over here to the other side of the clip, and I'm going to let it play. And my finger's really close and about right there. I'm going to set my out point, because then that pops up and I'm about to click it. And then I'm just going to drag it there. Could also click and hold here, drag over here, append it in, and it's all good. And then I just bring in the outro bumper, could hit it here, and then click it into there and append it in, whatever you want to do. And so we look at this clip in this inspector, and it's just the thanks for watching outro that pops up. And then also if we watch it over here, this is playing the timeline. This is the previewer of what clip you have selected over here. And this is the timeline itself where your playhead is at. This orange thing is called the playhead. Could do some color grading. I don't. So color grading is just changing the color of the thing. If we go to the middle clip here, we can kind of see what's going to go on here. If I get rid of clips, then if I change some things, especially the offset, you'll see what happens. It just changes the color of it, and so I'm going to hit reset. Because this is a screen recording, it's very different on what we can do. Fairlight Audio, hopefully it recorded in both channels. It looks like it didn't. Oh, yeah, it did. Cool. So I have equal audio on both channels. I like to bring this up. I don't want the spikes over. I just want them kind of large, getting to touch there so we get the most signal to noise ratio out of it so we get good clean sound. And then I'm going to go to deliver here. I always choose YouTube 1080p, and then I'm going to set it for the Daily Finish folder. So just click through my clips, HP, and Daily, that's the channel, Finish folder, and then needs to be uploaded, so I'll click that, hit OK. Audio, we saw in the Fairlight Audio set portion that we did have both balanced left and right audio, and so I'm going to be able to leave that how I want it. And then for file, I'm going to name it Ask Gary V number 6, and that's it. Hit add to render queue, hit render, and that's about it. That's about my process for editing these. It's really pretty simple, and that's kind of how to edit. And so I hope that was helpful. And as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate the view. Thank you for taking your time with me.